Hey guys, what is up? It is me, Pagey here, once again with another video on The Flash Season 4. So back in episode 1 of this season of The Flash, we saw Barry Allen, our good old friend, escape from the Speed Force in quite the dramatic sequence and style. When Barry escaped the Speed Force, he was acting extremely weird and saying a lot of random things as well as lines that had previously been said by Barry in the past. This, along with some other things, have led to a decent amount of people believing that this wasn't actually Barry Allen. You know, our Barry Allen that went into the Speed Force at the end of Season 3, this was someone completely different. And the common theory is that this, the person we've been reintroduced to in episode 1, is actually Eobard Thawne, aka the Reverse Flash, posing as Barry. So in this video we're going to be going over the various reasons as to why some people believe that Eobard Thawne could possibly be the Barry that we got back in episode 1 and have gotten to, get comfortable with again. And along with this, we are going to judge whether these reasons have, valid examples. If it isn't, then we will explain why. So essentially we are back to theory busting, so everyone strap yourselves in. Now, I'm obviously going to miss out on a few things regarding this theory. I'm not Superman, so do be sure to let me know in the comment section down below in regards to anything that I may have left out that supports this theory, as well as any other things that go against this theory as well. So just leave all of them in the comment section down below. And of course, if you do go on to enjoy the video, be sure to drop a like on it to show your support, and of course subscribe to the channel if you are new. Now, the inspiration and source for this theory comes from a story arc from the comics involving Barry being impersonated by Eobard Thawne. As most of us should know, in the comics, in a story known as Crisis on Infinite Earths, Barry sacrifices himself, which then leads to Wally West taking on the mantle of the Flash. So after this, Eobard Thawne actually arrives in present day expecting Barry Allen to be there, but obviously, he is dead. So Eobard can't meet him, so what is the next best thing? Impersonating him, of course. So Eobard pretends to be Barry, and all of a sudden we have two Scarlet Speedsters due to Wally West, of course, being there. So that is the case for a while before suspicions on this fake Barry are raised, and well, yeah, the charade doesn't last too much longer after that. Personally, I think this is a good base for this theory, but it is the evidence supplied from the show, from episodes 1 and 2 at least, that people have chosen that really lets the theory down. So let's go through those right now. The first one is a simple one and has to do with the first time we actually saw Barry in this season, and that is when he escapes the Speed Force and he is naked. Apparently him being naked has something to do with him being Eobard for some reason. This one I do find a bit silly. I think the logical answer as to why Barry was naked was due to how fast he was going. We already know that Barry's clothes can catch on fire due to friction previously, that's why he has to wear the Flash suit. So now that he is even faster, his clothes would easily burn off just due to how fast he is going. Barry had no control due to the effects of the Speed Force, so there is actually no way he could manage his speed to keep his clothes intact. Obviously, we do see Barry running with his clothes on the show, but it's usually short distances, and he probably manages his speed to a certain speed where his clothes won't ignite. So yeah, that's why Barry was naked, because he was out of it, running so fast, they just burnt off. The second thing to go over is his lightning. Many have been saying that Barry's lightning is red, which is of course the color of the Reverse Flash's lightning. Now this was best seen in the part from the second episode when Barry takes that car apart in order to stop it. The VFX or visual effects around Barry's lightning has always caused confusion with viewers. Barry's lightning color has always been very inconsistent, with it changing colors. Sometimes it's yellow, sometimes it is orange, and then various shades in between. Whenever you do see a little bit of red in the lightning, it is generally due to just the VFX mixing in with Barry's suit, which is obviously, red. So whenever you do see a bit of red in the lightning, don't all of a sudden think, oh my god, Barry is becoming the Reverse Flash. Don't think that. It's just a mixture of the VFX from his suit and the lightning, mixing together that gives it that red effect. The next thing to go over is that Barry has been acting strange, not just slightly strange, but really strange. And the simple answer to this is that they are trying to bring the tone of the show, as well as Barry Allen himself, back to that season 1 feel and as far away from what we went through in season 3. And I guess you could say season 2 as well, but that was more towards the end of season 2 where it got a bit more darker. Barry is acting a bit more goofier and fun than season 1 Barry, but nothing too out of the ordinary to immediately make you think oh, this isn't him, this is someone completely different, this is Eobard Thawne. There was also the stuff with the counselor in episode 2, the couples therapy with Iris as well, where Barry was essentially making a joke out of his mother's and father's deaths, which if you watched my review of that episode, you would know I thought wasn't very good, just awkward and weird. And what this was essentially wasn't like some weird thing with Barry going on. This was the writers trying to make the scene as comedic as possible and just sort of failing in that area. Like, that's pretty much it. Not too much to look into there. I think there's been like a universal agreement in regards to that scene. They were just trying to be as funny as possible, and it didn't really work that well. And the last thing I want to talk about regarding this is something we hinted at earlier on in the video, and that is when Barry came out of the Speed Force and was rambling a lot of random things, including events from his past, such as stuff from season 1. But what Barry was also going on about when he was rambling and stuff were events from the future, two in particular that caught a lot of people's attention. One of which was the line about, needing more diapers, which was referencing the Tornado Twins, the children of Barry and Iris, as well as the line with Barry pleading his innocence to a judge, which is obviously referencing the trial of the Flash storyline. Barry has lived his life in full, God knows how many times in the Speed Force since we last saw him at the end of season 3, which will lead to him being more wise this season. But this does mean he has also experienced events we're yet to see, as he would have seen past events, as well as future, yet to happen events. So even though that story arc in the comics with Eobard impersonating Barry was a good arc and done fairly well, it just doesn't seem to fit in with what they are doing or going for this season. But of course, do feel free to disagree with me from whatever I've said in this video in regards to different points. But please do let me know in the comments section down below as to why you disagree and why you think certain things do mean that, this Barry could be Eobard Thawne. Don't just write, "Oh, Pagey, you're wrong." Actually give me a reason as to why I'm wrong and why you think, this Barry could be Eobard Thawne. But thanks for watching, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, it'd be awesome if you could drop a like to show your support for the video and the channel as a whole. As I said, do let me know all of your opinions in the comments section down below. And of course, if you are new to the channel, make sure to subscribe. I'll catch you later, guys. Goodbye.